Before we get to today's interview, I need to tell you about our show's sponsors. First being Bet Online. It's that time of year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the gridiron to start the football season. As always, Bet Online is your number one spot for all pro and college football action this year. Get all of the updated odds, props, and contests, including online's biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest $200,000 NFL survivor pool. Open now at BetOnline. Head to their website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. Take advantage of their opening day super promo, meaning make a bet on Thursday, September 9th, the season opener between the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. And if you lose, your wager will be refunded up to $25 for new customers only when signing up and using promo code NFL100. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your favorite sports. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Also, exciting news, Believe is partnering with Play Action Pools this season to bring some interactive fun to the sport that we love most. You'll be able to get in on the action with our PlayActionPools.com Football Pick'em Challenge, which is open to everyone. Sign up for our contest, Believe Football Pick'em, at PlayActionPools.com, and then get your picks in each week. We're going to select the 10 highest profile games of the week between the NFL and college football. Whoever gets the most picks correct each week will win a pair of electric sunglasses and a pair of DC shoes. Again, go to PlayActionPools.com and sign up for the contest, Believe, B-L-E-A-V, Football Pick'em. And if you plan on hosting your own football contest, go to PlayActionPools.com today. They've got Survivor, Pick'em, as well as a cool sportsbook-style concept called Build Your Bankroll. PlayActionPools.com, your new home for all of your office sports pools.
Welcome to this Believe in NFL Draft Prospect Podcast interview edition. It is a Thursday, so you know that we're bringing you an inside look into some of the outstanding football players in all of college football and some of the top NFL draft prospects of the future that you're going to need to keep an eye out for. So I had kind of been talking with Mr. Connor Bazelak off air here, and I'd been telling him, was watching actually the Georgia defensive backs this past year, LeCount, Stokes, Campbell, and I was watching him against Missouri, and I thought Connor played an outstanding football game. And then I go back and I'm like, I want to watch a few more games of this guy because I know he's technically draft eligible next year as a redshirt sophomore. Saw the LSU game, saw the Vanderbilt game. A lot of fantastic film put out as only a redshirt freshman this past fall. So I wanted to welcome him onto the show to highlight him as one of the future prospects. I don't know if it's going to be 2022. I don't know if it's going to be 2023. It could even be 2024. But welcoming Connor Bazelak to the show. Connor, appreciate you, man. Taking a little bit of time. How's everything been going for you?
It's been going well. Thank you for having me. Everything's going well. Just summer workouts and trying to get ready for the season.
Yeah, man, I know. And I want to kind of paint this as a little bit of a journey, Connor, but I need to start you out there. You mentioned summer workouts a little bit. I know SEC obviously handled everything with the pandemic and conference shutdowns and everything. They handled everything really well. And, you were one of the conferences from the beginning that's like, we're playing football, and you saw it all the way through the conference speaking. But what's it like now knowing that, the country seems to be going in a better direction, probably less protocols, even though I'm sure they're still in place? What's it like just be back to a little bit of a more normal atmosphere, I guess?
It's been obviously a lot different than last summer. Last summer was a lot more restrictions and, like you said, protocols, just going in, getting your temperature checked every day. But now, like you said, it's kind of back to normal. I think everybody's kind of excited for what the season's gonna bring us, and everybody's excited. There's gonna be fans in the stands, and I think everybody's kind of motivated to play in more of a normal season.
And Connor, I wanted to kind of take you back for a second. Archbishop Alter, which is one of the best programs in Ohio high school, and you were a 4-star recruit. I know you had a lot of interest, obviously, from a lot of different schools. So talk to me a little bit. What took the Ohio kid down to Missouri to play Missouri football? What was the recruitment like for you down there?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing was the biggest factor that brought me to Mizzou was just they were in the best conference in the country.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play in the SEC, play against the best. best exposure, best competition out there. So that was the biggest thing. And then, I mean, I had some other SEC offers, but with Mizzou, it was kind of just more. It was a lot like Ohio. It was kind of Midwestern feel. It's a great college town, and coming in, I liked the offense they had, and obviously it's different now with the new coaches, but it still fits my play style, and I love it here.
And Connor, I know you had gotten your feet wet a little bit in 2019 as a true freshman before the injury happened. I just want to kind of ask a little bit about how beneficial you think that early playing time was for you. And I know obviously it didn't end the right way with the torn ACL, I think it was, but just the
Yeah.
impact that playing in 2019 had for you.
Yeah, I think it was huge. As a true freshman, coming in against Georgia in front of 90,000 on the road, I think that was it was a big step in my career, just because I was able to get, like you said, get my feet wet against one of the top 5 teams in the country and perform well, and then get a start under my belt against Arkansas the last game. Obviously, I would have liked to play that whole game without getting injured, but honestly, the injury teaches you things, and whole 6 months of rehab, it's I wouldn't change it, because it made me better, and made me tougher.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I wanted to ask Connor is speaking of toughness, like you're going into the next year trying to win a starting spot and you're rehabbing from an injury. How difficult was that? And how much did that tell you just about the ability that you have to fight through adversity in a situation like that?
Yeah, it was really difficult, because not only are you competing with 3 other quarterbacks for the starting job, you're competing with your knee for rehab, um, and you're also competing because you got new coaches that haven't seen you, and uh, might have a different mindset on who they might think is best. So I just had to take it week by week, and day by day. My first goal was to get my knee 100% by the summer, which I did. I think in the summer I wasn't fully 100%, but I was back running and doing drills, and I was able to play quarterback. And then in the fall, I was just focused on trying to win that starting job, and um, it was difficult picking up on the offense and new offense, but more reps I got, I was able to pick it up, and eventually I was able to by week 2 get the starting job.
hmm And I know it's not ideal ever to have the coaching staff that recruited you, have a coaching change in general. Like it's difficult. I understand that, but I mean,
Yeah.
Coach Drinkwitz obviously did a very good job, and I know that he has kind of instilled a great atmosphere around the program. Can you just speak a little bit about, although it may not be the ideal to ever have a coaching change, but the atmosphere and the injection of energy that the new coaching staff brought?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I got I got pretty lucky, because I knew Coach Drinkwitz recruited me when he was at NC State.
Mhm.
So I knew him from my recruiting process. So I think it was an advantage for me when he came in. I already knew him, and we knew each other. But I mean, just his energy and his passion for the game and for this school has really brought a lot of excitement to the fans and even our team. I think people have really started to believe that we can win 10, 11 games and win the East with him as our coach.
Yeah, and I know you obviously had a lot of high peaks as a first year starter this year. I know the 4 touchdowns against LSU, and you think
Mm-hmm.
led or maybe second in the SEC. I think in completion percentage, right around 68%. So a lot of outstanding things, obviously, for you in the first year. Kind of evaluating your season as a whole, what would you say were maybe the biggest improvements that you saw from the start of the season to the end?
Um, I think just my leadership and my demand on of the offense. I think, as a redshirt freshman, haven't really started much. You kind of have to earn that respect and that demand.
Sure.
So I think once I started to perform and we started winning games, I think the offense and even some of the defense started to see me as a leader and respect, what I say and do.
And I know it's difficult sometimes as a quarterback because even if guys aren't quote unquote ready, like you're the leader the minute that you take the snap, right? Like that is just the de facto
Yeah.
of being a quarterback. How have you seen that ideology of you being a leader? How has that even taken the next step this offseason? How do you feel like you have developed as a leader now?
I think this offseason has been great for me because I haven't had to worry about who I'm playing on defense. I've just been able to focus on my guys, my receivers, my offensive line, and running backs, and just focus on them, developing stronger relationships with them, and really becoming the main leader for this team, and getting them going, holding them to a high standard. So it's been this off season, spring, winter, summer. It's been great.
And Connor, I was curious, are there any players, it could be growing up, it could be now, are there any guys that in the NFL that maybe you watch a ton that you try to emulate to a degree?
Yeah. Growing up, I was always a big Ben Roethlisberger guy.
Nice.
He was my favorite quarterback growing up. Just his toughness and just the ease he threw the ball with. And then once I started watching a bunch of film, I mean, you can't go wrong watching Tom Brady. I mean, the guy's he's the greatest. So you got to watch the greatest to be great. So that's what I do.
Yeah. And for you now, I know it's a big off season. Moving into now your second year as a starter. What are the big progressions for you this offseason? What's the next step for you to not only be hopefully one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, but one of the best quarterbacks in the country?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've been working on is my deep ball accuracy, and I think we've got to take a big step pushing the ball down the field vertically, and also just I've been getting faster and stronger, and I don't have to wear a knee brace anymore, so
Nice. That's good.
should be able to make more plays outside the pocket when the pocket breaks down. So just making throws on the run, and also, like I said, just developing relationships with my receivers and getting the timing down.
Mhm. And Connor, how much has the mental aspect of the game? We talked about watching film, and you talked a little bit like more in depth film watching. Coming from a high school quarterback, where like when I played high school, I mean, I'll be very honest, like I watched film, but like I didn't like watching film. It wasn't until like I got into college and then after college where I was like, how important it is and how much I
Yeah,
enjoy it. How much do you think the mental side has been a big help for you over the last maybe couple years of maturation?
it's huge. I mean, even my like you said, high school, my freshman year here, true freshman year here, it was I would say it was difficult to watch film just because you didn't really know how to, you
Right.
didn't know what to watch for. Um, but last year and this year, I think I've progressed a bunch in just my ability to pick up things. If I'm watching a certain defense or if I'm just watching a quarterback play, I'm able to go through a play, kind of relate it to what we have in our playbook, see what the defense is running, and kind of see how the quarterback is running that play, and then kind of think about it, write some notes down, and yeah.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned that the new coaching staff has kind of had the energy around the campus higher. The things look like it's going in a very good direction. Obviously, in Missouri football going now into 2021 with a more normalized season that we talked about a little bit. What are the goals now for you individually and for the team? More importantly, to now go into year two under Coach Drinkwitz.
Yeah, I think for me individually is just um, be the main leader of this team, and lead our team to. I think we have a fairly favorable schedule. Um, So I don't see any reason, my standards are always high. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't win 10, 11 games and have a shot to win the East. I believe in this team, and I think we've had some good additions from last year. From last year to this year, we've added some guys that'll really help us. And like I said, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't win 10, 11 games.
Absolutely. I think that big things are coming ahead, obviously, for Missouri football. And kind of my last question for you, Connor, is I kind of prefaced in the beginning, I don't know if the jump's possible after this season. I don't know if you're a 2023, 2024 guy, like whenever. I do think, though, that you have the talent to eventually make that jump. So just kind of looking forward a little bit. When did it become a dream for you to potentially be a professional football
Yeah.
player, and knowing that it could be something in your future? What type of blessing is that?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I've always, from the day I started watching NFL football, I've dreamed of playing in the big leagues. And it's I'm kind of, like you said, it could be I have a great season next season, and then I'm done, or if could be the year after that. But I think I just got to focus on, I can't look ahead too much. I got to focus on right now, just focus on the summer. And then once the season starts, I just got to focus game by game. And then I know with my talent and my preparation and this team that just going game by game will bring me success.
Absolutely, absolutely. So again, Mr. Connor Bazelak, quarterback out of Missouri, very talented football player. Last year as a redshirt freshman, had a lot of great peaks. Looking forward to the continued development. Connor, appreciate you, man, taking a little bit of time. This was awesome. Just getting a little bit of backstory, man. I really appreciate a few minutes here.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.